maybe a little introduction would be good. So I went to Scotland, it was amazing, and I was spoiled with some books and other things, and I just thought I would share some of that with you. It's been a long time since I've bought any books. While I still love to read, I have so many books that are unread that I want to read, so I kind of got into the mindset of no more books until you read what you got. I've been on a little bit of a minimalist adventure. I'm in no way a minimalist and I'm not trying to be, but it has felt so good to get rid of stuff. I'm moving again soon. It's gonna be great to move with less stuff and just get rid of all those things that don't spark joy, you know? I got rid of a ton of books that just didn't spark joy in my heart at all. I just got very excited when I walked into Waterstones and there were all kinds of books I just felt I needed. And here we are. First, I'm just going to, I guess, grab what's on top of the pile rather than go in some sort of order. So the first book is actually the last one I bought. This is Scottish Ghosts by Lily Seafield. Pretty self-explanatory. It's Scottish ghost stories, and it was £3. I just couldn't pass it up. Adam and I went on the ghost bus tour through Edinburgh and heard all kinds of ghost stories, and it was really interesting and fun, and I saw this, I think, the next day. Okay, next up is a book that was recommended to me by a viewer, a lovely comment left on my Follow Me Around Scotland video from Frances Deans, I believe. Let me make sure. Yes, Frances Deans recommended me The Wallace by Nigel Tranter. Got this out of the Scottish writers, Scottish history section. So this is a story of William Wallace, but it's fiction, so I guess maybe it's like a historical fiction. I really don't know. I picked it up solely on this recommendation because I live for recommendations. I have been getting the loveliest comments on that Scotland video. Thank you so much, and thank you, Frances, for this recommendation. Historical fiction is my favorite genre, so I'm thrilled. Wow, my computer is overheating. Okay, hopefully that's not about to explode on us and we can continue. The next book I got was Agatha Christie, and then There Were None. Picked this up because last year, my first time in Scotland and at Waterstones, I picked up the ABC Murders in this adorable edition, so I wanted to continue that tradition and add to my collection. And then There Were None received such high praise. Everyone always mentions this book when they talk about Agatha Christie, this one and the Orient Express. And I love Poirot. This will be my first non-Poirot Agatha Christie book. I'm a little nervous about that. Now, my sweet boyfriend read The Bronze Horseman because of how much it means to me. He told me we're doing the long distance thing, which sucks, but we talk every day, and he was telling me on the phone every night that he was reading this book, and he would not tell me what it was. He finishes and tells me he read The Bronze Horseman because of how much it means to me, which just means the world to me, really. That he would pick up a historical fiction romance just because it holds a special place in my heart, so we can talk about it, and I just thought that was the sweetest thing ever. And he enjoyed it, which was even better. But anyway, so since he read that for me, I really wanted to read something that meant a lot to him, but I didn't know what that would be. I know what he likes to read, but I didn't know if he had a favorite. So he decided he would walk around Waterstones and pick out something that he would like me to read. He picked, let's get rid of the receipt. He picked out Stieg Larsson's The Girl, Larsson? Yeah, Larsson's The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. And he said that I couldn't just read this one, I had to have the second book as well, which is The Girl Who Played with Fire. He didn't really care for the third book, so we're gonna put the third book on hold for now. I've got these two to start with, and I love these editions. They're really neat looking. The spines match nicely, and they have that sort of leather, or not leather, velvety feel. The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo is just one of those stories that I have seen everywhere, hear about it everywhere, but I've never picked it up. So I'm totally willing and looking forward to diving into this. Thank you, Adam. That was not the end of my book gifts, because we went back to Waterstones and I was just perusing around, and this book caught my eye. It's called The Shadow of the Wind by Carlos Ruiz Zafón. The cover caught my eye, and then I turned it over and I see One Cold Morning in 1945, and I was like, well, that book's for me. I've never heard of this, but it says it's an international bestseller. This book will change your life, instant classic, a hymn of praise to all the joys of reading. I've never heard of this author, I've never heard of the book. I don't know where it's been hiding, but it sounds gorgeous, it looks gorgeous. It is about a 10-year-old who finds a book, right? Hang on, let me reread this. Okay, so this 10-year-old goes into a lost library and picks out this one book called The Shadow of the Wind. And as he grows up, it seems like people are unusually interested in this book he has found, and he doesn't know why. It says, since its first publication, more than 20 million readers have read this book. How have I never heard of this? Have you guys heard of this? Have you read this? I'm stunned that I have no idea what this book is, but I am so intrigued. Okay, here's a book that did not come from Waterstones. This came from the Otter Castle. It is full of maps and things that are falling everywhere. Also, please correct my pronunciation if this is not pronounced Otter. This was stunning. This is probably in my top 3 castles I've been able to visit so far. It's a ruin, but it's on a cliff. It is, oh my god, mind-blowing. So here's a drone view of this castle. I mean, amazing. We were in Scotland for Mother's Day. My mom always gets me a present on Mother's Day because she says I made her a mother, so we exchange gifts on Mother's Day. This year she got me this gorgeous journal, which is Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. I don't know if you can see him on there. Sherlock Holmes on the back. And it has some text on the front that might not be showing up too well, but it is a Sherlock Holmes journal. My favorite teacher of all time, Mr. Raymer, my 6th grade teacher, used to read us Sherlock Holmes stories every single day. At the end of the day, like the last half hour of school, before the buses would be called, and he'd make all kinds of sound effects and noises and things. It was just, it's such a fond memory, and that's really my only exposure to Sherlock Holmes. I never picked it up and read it for myself, but I just loved being read Sherlock Holmes by Mr. Raymer. She also got me these S book plates. I just realized I have Otter Castle on my computer, and I didn't even realize it. Okay, I do have one more book to show you. This is not something I bought in Scotland. I think it came out while I was in Scotland, but I didn't buy it there. I bought it at Target when I came back home. This is not a book I was planning to buy for a few reasons, but I just decided to go for it. It is Again But Better by Christine Riccio. We all know Christine around here. She's the original and the biggest booktuber on the platform. She really opened a lot of doors for all the rest of us to start making book videos. The only videos of hers I watch are actually her writing videos. I think she's a very sweet girl. I just don't really gel with the style of her videos, and her reading tastes are very different than mine. So I don't tend to watch any of her actual book videos, but I find her writing videos to be very inspiring because she's so passionate about it, and she's been working clearly so hard for so long on this book. I just really respect that, and I saw this sitting on the shelf and I just decided I want to support her. You know, I've heard a lot of mixed things about this book so far. I enjoy contemporary. I know this has a little magical realism, or maybe just magic, I'm not sure. And it's a debut novel. I mean, it's so evident how much heart and effort she put into this project. It's not like, who published this? I don't even know. Oh, Macmillan. It's not like Macmillan just called her up and was like, hey, we'll give you a book deal. She didn't just jump at the book deal. She really worked hard on the book, and that's all I care about. Yeah, and I think it's exciting, you know, when someone our age is a published author. That's really neat. So congratulations to Christine. I think it's really exciting. Good for you. Also, these are not books, but they're from Waterstones. Jumping back to stuff I got in Scotland, I got these magnetic notepads for my new kitchen. A little Highland Coo on this one, and some puffins on the other. 2 of my favorite things in the world. Let's see, also not a book, but my mom got me this fox scarf at, where were we? Were we at a palace? The day I got this was like such a rush of a million different things. It was on an Outlander tour, I think we were in Linlithgow Palace when I spotted this. So my mom got that for me. It was a little chilly. I got this Scotland postcard, which I framed because it's absolutely adorable. Oh, and I also got a couple of royal pencils. And we went to Primark, and they had so much adorable Friends stuff. I love having pouches and little bags for things, accessories and camera stuff, makeup. They're so handy to have for anything, for packing. So I thought this was a great size even to put a book in or something. Sometimes I like to put books in their own little bags so they don't get bent up or wet or anything. So this has the couch, the fountain, lobsters, the frame. It has a service arrow, which Adam and I were like, what is that? And we didn't recognize it. I didn't realize it was hanging in Central Perk. And now I see it all the time. In every episode I'm like, oh, there's the arrow, there's the arrow. How did I never notice it before? And on the front it says, how you doing? I know! And we were on a break. And I also got Friends socks and did I get my Central Perk shirt there? I think I did. And when I bought all this stuff, I had a Friends shirt on. I looked like the psycho fan. Oh, and I'm sitting on this purchase. Ooh, it's too hot for this. So we had beautiful weather, but it did pour one day. It was kind of unbearable to do any walking around, and I didn't have a raincoat or an umbrella or anything, and I decided I just wanted to splurge and buy a raincoat. And I saw this, which looks very sporty. It is the most perfect rain jacket. I have never had a proper rain jacket since I was a little kid. Oh my gosh. It's warm, totally dry. I love this thing, and it wasn't very expensive. So yeah, I think those were all the big things I got, mostly books, which were fun to lug back in the suitcase. Oh, and I got another ring. I got 2 rings actually while I was there. They're gorgeous. I'll have to insert those as well. Video about the whole Scotland experience is being put together right now. That's all I've got for now. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye!